Good morning, Uma. Uma, I love this every time. I apologize. Good morning, Uma. I get so excited. Uma Community Clinic family. My name is DeJur Jones. I am a yoga therapist. I'm here in Los Angeles, not too far from the clinic. I'd first like to offer a land acknowledgement. We here in Los Angeles are on the Tongva and Gabrielino nations land. These are the First Nations peoples of this part of the country, the indigenous people of Los Angeles. And again, they're Tongva and Gabrielino. And there's some other nations in there too, but those are the top two that I name. I want to give honor and just to acknowledge them, to remember the forgotten ones. This land belonged to them and they belonged to this land. This land was stolen from them by the colonizers and was renamed Los Angeles. So I just want to give just a moment of gratitude and appreciation for their stewardship of this most beautiful part of our country, and if not the world. My usual reminders, if you have any injuries, please be mindful of your body. If I ask you to raise an arm or move a certain way, and you know that brings you not discomfort, pain. We're looking at pain. That brings you pain. Please maybe gently try out that shape or movement, but we don't want to bring any pain to our bodies in any sort of exercise or movement program. And this is not an exercise program. I call this a therapy program. But you don't want to bring any injury, re-injury, or pain into your bodies. Discomfort is natural because we may be moving in ways that our bodies are not accustomed to. So you might feel a little pull or a little here and there, but none of it should be painful. If you need a break, please take a break. Make that happen for yourself. We'll be taking small breaks as we go along. And I think that's all I want to say. We're going to do a chair class today. So there's my chair. And so while you gather your chair, it will come back to seated, and then I'll do a grounding. And I'll keep talking while you grab your chairs. A grounding is just a way that we kind of leave all the other things outside the room we're in. The things will be there waiting for us when we get finished. And bring our awareness and attention into the yoga mind or the yoga space. And bringing our attention and our awareness, we're going to be using our 5 senses to go through this grounding. For my regulars, I always talk about this grounding practice when I go see the tax guy. And I went to finally see him on Monday. And I got to share with him that I mention him in almost every yoga class I teach, of how I use the tools I'm going to show you to calm myself down. Not about the tax guy, but about having to go. Taxes give me the willies. And I always owe money. And so that's why I get the willies. And I should be over it at this age of my life, but it still annoys me. So when I'm in his lobby, I do some of these practices, waiting for me to be called into his actual office. So sit in a comfortable way. I'm sitting on a stool right in front of the camera, but I'll tell you what I look like. My feet are flat. My feet are parallel to each other, and my feet are separated to a comfortable distance for my body. So some people like their feet, the insides of their legs touching, and you can do that. I like mine apart a little bit, and I'll show you better when I move into the chair. Hands, and these are options for hands. So my hands are right on the tops of my thighs, and you can pull them back on the big muscle of the thigh or closer to the knee. You get to pick. You can also put hands over your belly button. So little side note here, this is a very excellent way to self-soothe. When you're feeling stressed, this is a great way, just hanging on to yourself around your belly button, hands around your belly button area, and the arms hugged in tight to the side body. And this will help to, if you're feeling a little untethered, this can help you stabilize a little bit, stabilize your nervous system just a little bit. So this is a hand placement. You can leave the left hand over the belly button, right hand over your heart if you want to place your hands here. And so you may pick the placement of your hands, and you can move them around as we go through this practice. Okay, so we'll start with the gift of sight. So I just want you to look around the room that you're in and see what you notice. And we've all been in our rooms a million times. But we're trying to look at our room with fresh eyes, with new eyes, and looking at textures of things, looking at colors, looking at materials of things. So by the materials, I mean the fabric of things. So my sofa fabric is different than this little chair that's right by me. These other chairs over here are of a different material than the sofa and the ottoman or whatever. So looking around at just the things that were used to bring your space together. We're looking at artwork. If you have any paint colors, paintings, plants, flowers, books, whatever you have around, we're just really noticing those things. We move on now to our sense of hearing. So we'll start with any sounds in the room, and I'll give examples of what I hear in my room. I have a fan over here. I hear the little motor, and I have, for my returning friends, we know I have 2 cats that are locked up in the back because they are extra when I'm on camera. And so, but they have a little water fountain to encourage them to drink water. So I hear that fountain in the background. That's all I hear inside my space. So see what you hear. Notice what you hear. And then we'll move our awareness to the sounds outside the space we're in. Giving thanks and appreciation that the gardener to the neighbor's house has not arrived yet because he's a Wednesday morning guy too. Listening for cars, birds, voices, children's laughter, the trash truck, the FedEx people driving around like maniacs, whatever you hear outside of your room. Some mornings we're together, a wind chime outside that window. It's windy enough to hear, but they're sitting still right now. So just see what you hear. So that's our sense of hearing. We're moving on to the sense of touch. We'll do some arm brushes. So right hand on top of left shoulder, and just hold here while I explain what this is. We're going to be moving our right hand from the shoulder down to the tips of your left fingers, and this is called arm brushing. It is a way to soothe your nervous system, but we're going to be doing it in this case to notice our sense of touch. So I want you to notice the fabric of whatever top you are wearing, and then if it's a short sleeve, when it changes to the skin, so the texture of the material, and we're just brushing down toward the fingertips with the right hand. Notice your skin, and then we notice the bums of the hands. So let's do that a few times. So we're working with the sense of touch, but the little bonus is we are learning a tool how to regulate our nervous system. And while we're doing this, we're sitting up really tall. So the spine is straight and the neck is long on top of the head, reaching for the clouds. We'll change hands. So this time left hand on top of right shoulder, and then slow brushes down toward the right fingers. And on this hand, I have a watch. So I feel the material of the watch as I go down. So I'm noticing that. It's a little different than the other side. So just slow, smooth movements. And then that is the sense of touch I want to throw in here. If you're in a meeting and you're nervous, you can put hands under the table and just slowly, you can do one hand, doesn't matter how many hands, you can do them both. This is another version of calming down the nervous system. That this is the sneaky way. So underneath the desk, as long as it's appropriate to the type of meeting you're in, but typically people don't really notice what's going on underneath the desk. So that's another way. Moving to our sense of smell. So before we started, I turned on my little diffuser and put some tangerine oil in there. So I smell that. You may smell coffee. Kristen, you're in the car. You may smell smells from outside the car, like maybe other cars of exhaust. You may smell breakfast you made, or toast, or flowers, or whatever you smell. So using the sense of smell to see what's going on, and then we'll move to sense of taste. So all I've had so far is toothpaste and water. So there's a residual of minty taste in my mouth. That's all I've had so far. So that's how we use our sense of taste. And we're moving now to the breath. So I'm going to go sit back on my chair, and we're breathing through our nose throughout our whole time together. And sometimes we'll be using more focused breath than others, but even with your natural breathing rhythm, breathe through your nose. Real quick, for those of you that chairs are a little high, you can always use a blanket or towel to lift the floor up to you, okay? For those of you that are tall and your chair is not quite high enough, you can always put blanket or towel on the feet of your chair to lift your bottom up away from the floor, and that'll add some extra room for your legs to be comfortable. We don't want our feet dangling in space when we do this because it's not comfortable. And we don't want our legs jammed into the floor because that's not a comfortable way to be. We want you to find household tools, regular everything. You don't have to buy anything, but just to adjust to make this chair practice comfortable for you. So hands on top of your knees or thighs. We're going to do a few breaths together, and these are going to be slow, full, deep inhales, and then complete exhale. Sitting up away from the back of your chair, your spine is long and the shoulders are over the hips as best as you can, okay? And we'll take a breath here, breathe in through your nose, and exhale through your nose. Big breath in, we'll do 5, so this will be number 4. Inhale, exhale, 3 more, breathe in, exhale, inhale, exhale. This is the last one, inhale. So the purpose of the nasal breath is there is a bonus in the exhale that it helps to reset the nervous system. A nasal exhale. It does not happen with mouth breathing. The other bonuses of nasal breath are obviously the hairs collecting debris that some of it we can't even see collected from going into our nose, our nasal passages, keeps the breath moist and warm. So when you get to the lungs, it's moist and warm. When you and the brain regulates which nostril you're using. You don't even know that, but the brain is doing things, as we know, behind the scenes. But that's one of the things that it does. Mouth breathing is great if you are stuffy, having allergies, etc., swimming underwater. But when you take a mouth breath, you feel the breath cool off immediately and it dries out immediately. So by the time it gets to your lungs, the lungs have to rehydrate and reheat that breath. So it's not the most efficient way of breathing. Sometimes it is necessary. The nasal breath is much more beneficial when it's an option for you. So that's why I'm pumping, pressing, and always talking about breathe through your nose. We'll start with chin to chest. We're just going to hold here. So the shoulders are down, low, and just resting in their neutral position. A lot of times we walk around with them up high. We don't even know. So try to lower them on purpose. And again, elbows right over your hips. So not elbows, shoulders right over your hips, sorry. Shoulders right over your hips to have a straight spine, looking down toward the floor, chin to chest. Just hold here. Take some breaths while we're here. Again, the breaths are so full that your abdominal area will pop out because the lungs need more room. And so things happen, the diaphragm drops down to make room for the full lungs, and that dropping pushes out the abdominal things, the stomach and other organs. Breath is not going into that part of you, but that's what happens for the lungs to get the space that they need if your lungs are full. And then complete exhales brings the body back to neutral. So chin is to the chest. We're getting a stretch in the back of the neck. That's our target area for this dropping of the forehead forward. And then lift your chin back up to neutral. We're going to circle the right shoulder. Doesn't matter which way you go. Circling the right shoulder and make the circles as big as you can. We want to get a lot of movement in the joint and in the muscles that attach to the shoulder area. Breathing through the nose, we're sitting up straight, our jaws are relaxed. Sometimes we tense our jaws and we don't even know we're doing that. So make sure your jaws stay loose. The easiest way to do that is to separate your upper and lower arches of your teeth just a bit, and that will release that jaw muscle, the jaw muscles on both sides. Reversing the circle on the right side, right shoulder. And then again, checking in with breath. Big, full inhales, complete exhales. So we're gonna now lift and lower the right shoulder. So up, inhale it up towards your ear, and then exhale it back down. We'll do a few of these. When you come up with the shoulder, inhale. When you lower the shoulder, exhale. Do a few of those on your own. And then bring that right arm, right shoulder to stillness. We'll start circling the left shoulder, big circles. And then reverse the direction of the left shoulder. And then we will lift and lower left. So lifting on an inhale, lowering on an exhale. We will circle both shoulders. Doesn't matter forward or back. Go either direction. Really make the circles as big as you can. Now we're bringing in a little bit of the thoracic spine, which is the upper, well, not the upper back, but let's just say the upper back to keep it simple. Bringing in those muscles into this lifting of both shoulders, circling of both shoulders. Let's go the other way. And moving your breath, checking that your facial muscles are neutral, so we're not, my friend at the airline used a word to someone, why are you wincing? I don't ever use that word. I use grimace and grit. So I told her I was going to bring that word to class. So no wincing, no frowning. This should, your facial muscles should be just neutral. And then come to stillness. And we're going to shimmy the shoulders forward. Exhaling when you come forward. Shimmy them back upright. Breathe in when you come back. A little bit of movement in the spine a little bit by going forward and back. When you come forward, exhale. When you come up, inhale. Do 3 more of your own. 3 sets. Up and down is 1 set. And then come to stillness. Hands on top of your thigh. Let's see if you can detect any differences in your being from our little short things we've done. Do a body scan. So we're looking at different energy. You may feel more perky or you may feel more relaxed. You may have felt, when we first started, you may have come down a little. You may have felt a little sleepy when we first started. You may feel a little more energized. We have just put a lot of oxygen in our bodies. So you may sense a difference. Whenever I invite you to notice or feel anything, if you don't feel it or notice it, it's nothing wrong. That's you. And so everybody, whatever feeling they have or don't have, there's nothing wrong. I'll be naming things I notice about my body that they're not equally the same feeling, and there's nothing for me to worry about because one side of me feels different than the other. It's just an awareness, a way to keep our attention on what we're doing and not floating off into a daydream. Bring your hands to prayer. We'll do some more shoulder work. Inhale. Interlace your hands, press straight out. So the arms are straight out from the shoulders, and I'll turn off to the side so you can see that a little bit. Inhale, lift the palms up. So we're gonna hold here take a few breaths here. My shoulders both equally feel very tight, so I want us to hold for a few breaths. Take some breaths here, if you can, Kristen. Everyone else, raise your arms, palms up as high as you can. Extending the spine up. And then we're going to exhale arms into cactus arms. So this is what cactus arms look like. So the bottom of the upper part of the arm is parallel to the floor. The arms are engaged, so they're not dangling down by our sides. They are energized. So this was the exhale. And we inhale back to prayer. We're going to go straight through this, another few rounds of this without me stopping. So here's an inhale. Interlace palms, push forward. Now to exhale. And then inhale, palms up. Exhale into cactus. Inhale into prayer hands. Exhale, interlace fingers, push forward, palms away from you. Inhale, lift up, sit up really tall. Exhale in cactus. Inhale to prayer. So I'm gonna change this next few sets up a little bit. Inhale, interlace your palms, fingers, push forward on the exhale. Inhale, lift. I'm gonna turn sideways. And we're gonna exhale, let the arms float back. So on an angle, let's hold here for a few breaths. This is arms back on an angle. Take a few breaths here. So this helps bring a little stretch to the shoulder cap. So we're holding here. And then inhale, hands back in front of your heart. So we'll do a few like that. Exhale, push, palms away, arms straight out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release, arms behind you on an angle. Inhale to prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms down behind you. Now we're going to alternate this arm and the cactus arm. Inhale, prayer hands. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the arm. We'll do one more set of each. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, prayer. This is the last one. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Release the arms diagonal. And inhale, prayer. Sit back in your chair. Take a couple breaths here. Want to sip on some water or whatever. Take a sip or two. Do a body scan now of your shoulders. See how your shoulders feel. Sit wide-legged as best you can. Going to bring the left forearm on top of the left thigh, left palm up. And lean over to the left and as best you can. Inhale, lift the right arm up. So the right arm is straight up, pointing toward the ceiling. Okay, traditional yoga, we look up at the right hand, but you may look out or down toward the left foot. And wherever it feels nicest for your neck, stick with that. Okay, reaching up with the right finger so you get a stretch on the right side rib cage. And we're going to bring the right arm near the right ear, and we're going to circle the right arm. So you have options, big or small circles. So I'm starting with the big one. I'll show you the small one. This one is the smaller one. So the diameter of the circle is smaller. You can alternate. You can do whatever you want, medium size, whatever you like. When we're leaning over to our left, we're not dumping onto the left side. We're keeping the spine long, even though it's on an angle. And reverse the circle. So this arm of my right arm was broken 20-something years ago, and it doesn't have quite the same range as the left arm does when I do certain things. It's good enough, but it's a little different. Inhale, both arms up, sit up tall. We're gonna go right forearm, right thigh. Left arm straight up, reaching up. You may look up, you may look out toward your phone or your device. You may look down toward the right toe. It's your choice. Take some breaths, breathing through the nose, and then circling. Left arm, big, small, or in between, you get to pick. And so these shoulder exercises come in handy for, Kristen, perfect example, driving around town in our traffic and our having to be really on guard because people drive so terrible here. Reverse the circle. Also spending a lot of time at a computer, we kind of start to slump forward and we don't move around the upper body very much. And so these arm circles can be very helpful. Inhale, both arms up. Now we're going to bring the feet back together, not together, I mean, wherever you want to put them. I like mine a little separated. We're going to exhale, forward bend, hug the back of your thighs. Inhale, both arms up, palms touch. We'll do 4 more. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, sit up tall, palms touch. Exhale, come down, hug the back of your legs. Inhale, arms up overhead. 2 more. Exhale, forward. Hug. Inhale, come up, touch palms. And this last one, we're going to stay forward bend. So come down on an exhale, hang onto the back of your legs, keep your breath moving. So it is hard to breathe. Fold forward, folded, like compress a bit. So you just do the best you can do. That's that whole thing. Do the best you can do. The forward bends are good for compressed lumbar spine. So that's the low back. We're getting a stretch in the low back, low spine, the buttocks. Okay. And so just hang out here, take a few breaths. And inhale, both arms up. Palms touch. Now we're going to do a twist. So now I want you to separate your feet a little bit more. Exhale, bring your left elbow toward the right knee. So you can hover above the right knee. You have options. Or you can touch. Left elbow touches right knee. Lift the right elbow up. So this is a spinal twist and a forward bend. Spinal twist help our organs get a little massage by they're out of their natural position right now, so we're getting a little toning. The spinal twist also helps to lengthen our spine throughout the day. Gravity keeps us tethered to earth by pulling us down, and sometimes that can create a little bit of compression in the spinal column. So that's a couple of the top benefits of spinal twist. Look down between your feet. Look at your right elbow. So we're moving the head a little bit. Just move your head from side to side between your feet and up toward the right elbow. Bring a little movement into the neck. Palms are pressing firmly together so that we are activating the muscles in the arms. And then inhale, come up. Palms up overhead. Exhale, this time right elbow toward left knee. You can hover above or touch, your choice. Lift the left elbow and hold here. Look to the left elbow. Also getting a little opening in your shoulder, shoulder blades. So you might feel that happening while we hang out here. Now have us hold the poses for a while, because for a lot of us, initially the muscles struggle and then they relax or release that struggle, because we're putting them in positions they may not have been in a while or in a week or whatever. And so sometimes they tend to kind of like tighten up a bit and then they release once the muscles realize we're not moving right now. Okay, look down between your feet. Look up towards your left elbow, a few times down and up at your own pace. Keep the breath moving. And then inhale. I'm gonna go in real time. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, twist left. So right elbow, left knee. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Whoever just came in, welcome, good morning. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. And last one, inhale, come up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Swan dive the arms down. So make it really count. Reach up and then reach out. Engaged arms. Bring them down to your sides, and you're going to sit back in your chair and let it all hang out. Water break if you like. Brief break. Body scan while we're here. See what you notice differently. That's different. It may not be any And then come up in your chair just a touch forward, hands in front of your heart, sweep out, arms up. That's an inhale. We're going to forward bend down, exhale. We've done these a million times. Inhale, bring your right knee to the chest. We're going to hold here for just a moment. Circle the right foot. Shoulders are down. Circle the right foot. First the circle. And lower the right foot to the floor. Bring your hands back to prayer hands. Sweep out, inhale, lift. Exhale, flat back, forward bend. Inhale, come up with left knee. We're going to hold here. So shoulders drop down, feet down. You know, they want to come up to help us hold the leg. We need help, but we need the help of other parts of our body. Circling the left ankle. Reverse the circle of the left ankle. And lower the left foot. Let's do some stir the pots. So hands near your knees. It doesn't matter which way you start. Slow circles. When you come forward, exhale. You come back or up, inhale. So linking breath and motion. So I do these in the car. I've told you this before. At the red lights, or if I'm in a waiting park somewhere or whatever, I do a little bit of this. So I do talk to you all about yoga all day long in little bursts. We don't need a class per se to do this. It is always great to get together and be in community to do classes together, but we try to make yoga daily practice and do little things to keep ourselves mobile, flexible. Yeah, so let's go the other way with the stir the pots. You can exhaling when you come forward, inhaling when you come up. And then come back to neutral. Bring your hands in front of your heart, sweep out, inhale up. Flat back, forward bend, arms on the outsides of your legs. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, left foot down. We'll do 3 cat-cow. So hands on top of your thighs. This is the cow. So we'll inhale, chest lifts. Chin lifts a little. The back is arched. We're going to hold here. Let's hold here and get a little stretch while we're here. Take some breaths, shoulders are down, elbows are near your side body, your side rib cage, or the inside of the arms are near the side rib cage. And just hold here for a few breaths. And let's exhale, curl into cat. We're going to hold this cat as well. So chin to chest, spine is in a curve toward the back of your chair. And you can, if you want to straighten your arms out and hang your fingers in front of your kneecaps, you can try that to get a little more stretch across the upper back. Some breaths. Then we'll do 2 in real time. Inhale, come up to cow. Exhale into cat. 1 more set. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Then come up to neutral. Hands in front of your heart, sweep out, inhale, sit up tall, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, flat back, all the way down. Inhale, bring the right knee up to your chest. Exhale, right foot down. Set up for cat-cow. We'll do 3. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Cow. Exhale, cat. Come back to center and do 2 stir the pots each way. And then come back to center when you're done with both directions. Hands in front of your heart. We'll do 1 more round, both sides. Sweep out and up. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, left foot down. 3 cat-cows. Here's cow number 3. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow number 2. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow number 1. Exhale to cat. Go back to neutral. Other side. Hands in front of your heart. Sweep out. Breathe in. Hands up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, right foot down. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Breathe into cow. Exhale, cat. To center, and then two stir the pots, each direction. Checking on your breath, checking on your jaw, checking on the facial muscle. Come back to center. Right ankle to left knee. Looks like a number 4, sort of. So we want to make sure, sometimes I see that the ankle is dangling in space. So we want to make sure that the ankle is supported by the top of the left thigh. Okay. Pressing down, right palm inside right knee just a little bit to open that hip joint up a little more. So this is a hip opener. There's a whole series of hip openers in yoga. The yoga books say that we carry some traumas of our, sometimes before we were born, in the hip joints and hip sockets. So there's a whole series of hip stuff in many of the yoga books because they are considered a place of trauma holding. So there's a whole series of them. Just going to exhale and fold forward. Let the arms hang, or you can use your the inside of your right leg as a shelf for your forearms. You have choices here. Of course, the arms dangling long, you get a deeper stretch in your low back and in the right hip, but I want you to be comfortable. So you always have choices and options with me. Whatever arms you choose, look down at the left foot and just take some breaths here. If you are choosing the method, you can do a little cheat here and dig your right elbow at the knee joint, and that'll open it up while we hold in this shape. Open it up a little bit more while we hold in this shape. Sort of like when we press down with our palm, you can do that with the right elbow if you use the shelf technique. So looking down at the left foot, checking out the breath, smooth and easy breathing through your nose. Then inhale, arms up. See how things feel when the muscles in the back rebound as you sit upright. And exhale forward, 5 of these. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Sit up straight each time. When you come forward on the exhale, reach out first before you go downwards. You get a nice stretch in the spine that way too. Inhale up. This is number 3. Inhale up. Number 2. Inhale up. The last one, number 1. We're going to fold forward again and hold. So arms either dangle long or shelf method, your choice. Look down at the left foot. So I mentioned before, when we hold the shapes, the muscles may be having a moment of their own, and then they just kind of release. And so we're looking for that to happen. And then inhale, come up, put the right foot on the floor. See if you detect any differences of the right hip joint, any different sensations in left hip joint. Might feel the same. So change left ankle above the right knee. So I immediately feel that my left hip feels tighter than the right. What I was saying, there's nothing wrong with me, it's just the way it is, but I'm aware of it. Left palm inside left knee pressed down. We're not forcing the press, we're just gently pressing down to open up that joint a little bit more. And then we're gonna exhale, go forward. So again, long arms toward the floor, or the inside of the left leg as a shelf to your forearm. Look down this time at the right foot. If you have the shelf method, you can do a little cheat by pressing the left elbow into the left joint, left knee joint a little bit. See how that feels. We'll inhale, come up. We'll do 5 of these. Exhale forward. So like I mentioned before, when you come up, reach out first and then way up tall. That's an inhale. This is number 4. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale down. This is number 3. Breathe in, sit up tall. Exhale, reach out and then down. Here's number 2. Sit up tall, breathe in. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. This is the last one. We're going to hold forward for a few more breaths. So forward and down and just hang out here. Inhale, both arms up and then left foot down, swan dive with the arms down. Sit back in your chair, take a few breaths, sip of water, whatever you like. See what you feel and notice about your energy or your body parts, muscles, joints. Slide forward in your chair. We're going to do hip circles so you can angle out the left leg so it's out of the way, and right big toe on the floor. We're just going to circle. We've done this before. A little more motion in the right hip. Circle and breathe. And there's a stretch that happens when the leg comes out to the side. You may notice that briefly with each circle. That's the inner hamstring. A stretch there. And then go in the opposite direction. Same leg, same big toe. Circle and breathe. And then you can bring the right leg, right foot to stance out on an angle. And we'll start with the left leg circle. Look for that little stretch that may be happening on the inside of your left hamstring. Reverse to the opposite direction. And then come back to stillness. You can sit back in your chair halfway back. Up your chin to your chest. We're gonna do some slow head rolls, neck circles they're called. Just slow and easy. You may hear some sounds in your neck. They should not, your neck should not be hurting while we're doing this. If you do have neck pain, maybe try to do it a little more gently or not at all, and just sit and breathe through your nose, and we'll catch up in a second. So the sound that I tell my students every week are hydrogen gas bubbles. They're releasing, they get trapped in our joints, and they are releasing when they pop like that. And let's reverse the direction. It's funny, I'm circling to, which way am I going? Clockwise, yeah. Much noisier than when I went counterclockwise. So again, just an observation of differences. And we'll come back to stillness. Interlace your hands, place them a little bit above the top of your neck, like kind of like of your skull, actually between that hook or that curve and the top of the neck. And we're going to sit with the chest lifted, elbows wide. So we'll start here. You can You want to tip your head back and use your hands as a little hammock for your head. You may do that, a little cradle. So this is a back bend here, and the shoulders are wide, so we're getting a stretch across the chest. Wide shoulders. We're going to bring the elbows together and down on an exhale. So exhale here, curl forward. We're going to hold in this curl. So let the weight of the elbow or the arms kind of stretch the back of your neck. Take some breaths while we hold this. This is a nice stretch for the thoracic part of your back. That's the upper back and part way down, not all the way down, but part way down the mid back. We'll do one more slow. Inhale, come up, hold here again. Chest is up, arms are wide. And exhale, elbows close and down. We're gonna hold this shape for a few breaths. And then we'll go in real time. Inhale, lift, arms wide, chest lifts. Exhale, elbows close, and then downward. Inhale, up, arms wide, lift your chest. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Do 3 more. This is number 3. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. And then this is the last one. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, curl. And sit up straight. Bring your arms all the way up. And then swan dive them down. So we will move to final rest. So fast. So if you want to lay on your whatever sofa, floor, bed, whatever's nearby, you may move to a horizontal position if you'd like, or you may stay in your seat. I'm going to come close again for this part. Notice how you feel as you get situated. Check on any sensations going on around your body. So once you get situated, still your body. Place your hands wherever they are, a comfort to you. Oh, the baby doggy, baby dog. So just take some breaths and notice your feet on the floor, or you're laying down, the air circulating around your feet. Notice your hands. Notice your spine. Notice your heart space. Notice your breath. Next breath in, bring your arms over your head. If you're on the floor, exhale, bring knees to chest, turn to one side. You may also exhale, people sitting down, exhale and lower your arms and come back to a neutral seated position. When you're ready, if you're on the floor, come up. If you're laying on your side on the floor, push yourself upright to seated. So I would like to thank you all for coming. Terrellyn, you were not here when I reminded everyone I will be out for the next few weeks, starting next Wednesday. Evelyn, this morning class has become such a part of my week. It's going to be hard to stay away, but I'm going to pop in later on and maybe just sit in on the class and just absorb the yoga vibes.
Please, yes.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you, Shalyn, thank you for your technical directorsness. And I appreciate you all coming back, and I'll see everyone. It'll be a new me in a few weeks.
We wish you well.
Thank you. Love you all.
We wish you well. It'll go
Thank
well. Wish me well. I'm having eye surgery to remove an advanced cataract next Thursday. That happened after I had a procedure on my eye last year. Now that.
Uh-oh.
You froze.
So thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You froze a little. And what were you saying about the previous procedure last year?
Yeah, the side effect of that caused a cataract. So that's why I have to go get that done next Thursday. But just wishing, surrounding all of us with love.
Yes, with love and quick healing. I'll put it in my book to remind me.
Good luck.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Love you all. See you soon.
See you
Yes.
soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.